Hey y'all, welcome back to another motherfucking episode of Blunt Talk Podcast. How are y'all doing today? Period. Okay, as you already know, it is a new week. We made it through, I believe it's been 3 weeks since y'all, haven't seen little old me, but I hope y'all have been doing the damn thing, crushing it, moving forward towards your goals and just being the baddest bitches and niggas that y'all could be. Period. Okay, y'all. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks since we last chopped it up. I'm sorry I had to be an immediately best, baddest mama, and then now I can be the best podcaster. Okay? I know y'all looking at the motherfucking video quality like, what's tea? We seeing Randy's forehead is extra shiny today. And all I gotta say is I upgraded my equipment. As I should. Y'all deserve it. I needed to. I was tired of that grainy motherfucking ass video. Like, I couldn't take it anymore. Like, it was bringing me back to like we was like in 2020, 2029, like digital camera vibes, like camcorder vibes. Like, I was over it. So I put on my big girl panties and I went and got a new motherfucking camera. Isn't she cute? Get into the details. Y'all ain't see nothing this clear. Okay. So this is going to be an action-packed episode. I have a lot I'm going to throw at y'all. I missed y'all so much. I want to catch up. I want to catch y'all up on my life. Because some exciting things happened. The first major, biggest announcement is Gemini season is creeping among us. Okay. Gemini season is creeping among us. It's about to be May, literally when this drops, it'll be May 2nd. So we're already in May. 2025 is flying by. And yeah, like from when it drops, my birthday will be 26 days away. Big Gemini things are going. You hear me? So super excited for that. Okay, I don't care about Taurus season. Boo, get them out of here. It's Gemini time. I've been Gemini and I've been on my bullshit. Okay, which I think is a blessing in disguise that I wasn't recording, because when Randy gets in her Gemini element, forget about it. So I also have a little announcement. I need y'all to tap in to Talk of the Town 617. Honestly, dopest podcast out of Boston. There's a couple out of Boston, but that's the Bros Pod. I'm going to shout him out. I actually featured on one of his episodes. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you about me going to be a part of a podcast live showcase. Well, that was that. It was amazing, fun vibes, great networking event. Of course, little old me, I was so like nervous in the beginning, so I didn't know like who to talk to, what to do. So I was just chilling until I was like, girl, hello, you're Queen Podcast out of 413. What you doing? So I ended up getting on my shit and networking, and it came out to be like an amazing event. So yeah, that episode actually dropped 4/29/2025. It is out on YouTube. I'll be sure to include the link in the bio. Check it out. It was such a good vibe. You already know Big Mama tore up that stage. All I'm saying is they couldn't handle me. Upcoming, we will be featuring on another podcast, a little messy podcast out of the Big 413. I'll be on there live Friday, May 2nd. I'll be on there, so I'll be sure to include everything down below. I'll be sure to drop some announcements on my Instagram. So with that being said, I need y'all to follow me on Instagram immediately. Okay, go ahead and follow _Blunt Talk Podcast on Instagram to keep up with all of our events we're doing, collabs we're doing, episodes dropping. Just keep up to date. Holla at me. Okay. Now, I cannot start this episode without doing a quote of the day. Okay. Now, this quote of the day is not necessarily a quote of the day. It's a quote that I found very, very profound that I want to share with y'all. Now, y'all know how I give it up. Okay. I'm a deep person. Okay, that's that Gemini for you. I'm like an onion. And right now we at the deepest onion layer. You feel me? So the quote that I have for today can actually apply to all areas of life. And I just love it because, as you know, spring just came about. So springtime, you have the flowers blooming, you have your grass getting back green, you have the leaves coming back on the motherfucking trees. And that's because life is coming back. Winter, everything dies down, everything dies and goes away. And, spring, everything blossoms and it's just refreshed. You feel me? So the quote of the day is, man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. That was a word. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. And that is by Andre Gide. I honestly heard that quote and it resonated with me so bad. And it's just because I'm always going to bring it back to the time where I wasn't recording and pushing out episodes. And I was just like, oh my God, like I was lost, like I lost sight of the shore. And I didn't discover my new ocean until March 9th, 2024, where, I rebranded, became Blunt Talk Podcast. I had to lose sight of the shore for, I want to say, about 2.5, 3 years. I had to lose sight and not know what to do and build myself back up and, shed my old skin before I could come back and be the queen podcaster. I also want to relate it to like the political climate. I never thought I would see the day of segregation, possible thought of segregation, price increases out the yin yang, racism really being prevalent. I thought I would never see that day again. And it's like we have to lose sight of what we were used to. There's always a saying, or not even always a saying, I always said, even in history class, like, I'm so glad that we moved past that point because I will never, ever, 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 ever have to go through nothing like that. And it's like, psych your mind, you are right now. Tariffs up the yin yang. Chinese people beefing with us on TikTok, telling us the secret to everything. Possible segregation. Just possible discipline in school because, Trump is trying to bring that back. So it's just a lot of things that I feel like America right now is losing sight of the shore. Like we're supposed to be the home of the free, land of the free, whatever the fuck you want to say. And it's not giving free. It's giving very much, we're about to be in shackles again. So scared. And then I also want to just relate that quote to human growth. At certain points we have to hit rock bottom, or what we may think is rock bottom, because what's your rock bottom may not be rock bottom to somebody else. And that's why it's important to stay on your own path. But yeah, when we hit rock bottom, it causes us to lose sight of the shore at the time where, we think we're never going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. However, that quote says losing sight allows us to now gain the wisdom and experience needed to discover our new direction on our aligned path. Okay. So although you might have lost direction on your path, I always say it may be time to pivot. Fuck a pivot. It may be time to just rip that Band-Aid off, put on your big girl panties, big boy underwear, and just say fuck it and do it. Because if you don't do it now, when will you do it? Period. Now, before we dive into what I want to dive into, I have a question of the day. Okay, just a little question. Just a little question. Is there a fine line, or do we allow our significant other to dictate how we move when it comes to our passion? Whether you are a rapper, whether you are a podcaster, whether you are a model, whether you are a singer, whether you are just an overall artist, do you allow your significant other to dictate how you move in your lane? I want you guys to answer that question, and we'll circle back with it next episode. But I want you guys to definitely answer that question. So now's the time to follow me at _ Blunt Talk Podcast and give me your thoughts on that, because I don't know, y'all. I'll save my answer for next week. But I don't know. I'm like 50-50, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about it next week, but I want to hear y'all answers first, okay? Also, don't be scared to like, comment, and subscribe now. And go ahead and comment your answer down below. Join the conversation. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So we already had our family talk about, us just, not us, but me networking. If not, I'll just bring it back again because I did touch upon it lightly. So we can think about this segment as family talk because I miss you guys and we haven't talked in 3 weeks. So at this point, I would say like 2 weekends now. I traveled to Brockton, Mass, a cute little hour, 30-minute drive. And I did a podcast live showcase with Talk of the Town 413. I'm sorry, Talk of the Town 617. Networked, met some amazing people, got to hear other people share their wisdom and experiences on the stage. Got to, because one thing I'm going to do is chime in on those experiences and just all around just be in a room full of like-minded individuals. Like, can we just talk about how that was a breath of fresh air and so needed? It was so nice to literally be in this area with people who have the same passion as me, who know and we're talking the same language. There was good eats in the building. There was liquor in the building. So I cut up. If you watched that episode, you already know. But it was just definitely a fresher breath air. And this goes back to me talking about building your own community. I feel like this was the first step to building my own community and like just being around people like-minded. Like, I don't know, I can't describe the feeling, but I encourage every single last one of my creatives, depending on what you do, I advise you to get a community. If you're a DJ, get a community of DJs. That way y'all can speak the same language. If you're a podcaster, get a podcasting community where y'all can speak the same language. Not even bounce off each other, but just have that sense of belonging because this journey can be lonely. If you're a fashion designer, start networking and meeting people in your circle and creating your own circle, whether you have to have those, group chats or you have your broadcast channel on Instagram or you just have, your select people, are your go-to people you can always, go out to. Very, 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 very dope. Definitely want to do it again. Definitely looking to collab. So any of my podcasts watching over in the Western Mass area, wherever you are, tap in, let me know. I would love to collab with you and just be a part of your community because, again, it's lonely on this journey by ourselves. I also wanted to update y'all. I don't know if y'all see it, but I started my little workout journey. I was tired of looking at my fupa. Like, I know I have a little fupa, but the little fupa I had was causing me to have body dysmorphia. I'm over it. So I started working out. And no, I'm not going to the gym. I got a walking pad. And so before work, I will walk. I'm not going to lie. I fell off for the last week. Like I fell off with podcasting. I fell off and haven't really partaken in my exercising. But I did start. And that's just the beginning. Okay. It feels good too. Like when I created my habit, because it takes 7 days to create a habit. When I created my habit, it was weird waking up and like not exercising. Like I would lay in bed and say, okay, I'm gonna smoke my blunt before, or all right, I'll work out after work. And it really felt weird. Like my little Gemini twin was on my shoulder. I'm like, bitch, get up, bitch, get up, bitch, get up. That fupa not going nowhere if you lay here, smoke that blunt. So I would just get up and start walking. It felt good. And I was averaging like 5,000 to 7,000 steps, getting my points on my apps for my free little Amazon course, period. But I stopped. So I want to start this journey with y'all. Let's start a workout journey. Let's hold each other accountable. And let's get these steps in because, baby, we only getting older. Our booties may be getting fatter, but our stomachs are too. We can't have a booty in the front, a booty in the back, period, poo. Anyways, yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about for family time. I wanted to catch y'all up on my life so that y'all know I have been working. We have been collabing. We have been working. I just haven't been dropping. But that stops. We got the camera now. We got everything we need to be successful. And so y'all are about to see me. Like now, it's all gas, no brakes. I guess we could put this a part of the TikTok. I mean, not TikTok. I guess we talk about this with the family talk. So I think I have one more topic. It is super duper 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 hard trying to be there for people. Oh my God. Like now that I am older, wiser, more experienced, and my friends be calling me to vent about they niggas. It's so hard for me to be there because I get into this space where it's like, I want to be like, hey babe, you crying over a nigga who thinks he's bigger than the program. You're crying over a man who is acting like he got the pussy. Okay. And I remember in my first episode, I was like, the men are the prize. We need to start treating men as such. Yes, I still stand on that. Men are the prize. Women are the prize. We're equally the prize. Don't act like you're bigger than the program over here, bitch. Because you're not. Because the same effort that I'm putting in, you need to put in too. You want me to do this? You need to be doing that too. Okay? It's not, I do everything you want me to do and you do maybe 2%. So when my people be calling me, it's like, this is going to be a sub. So you better catch it or you don't. It's not hard because I don't want to hear it. It's hard because now I'm stuck in a phase of, okay, I really want to help this person. I really want them to understand that love doesn't have to be like this. It does not have to be something that is hard. It does not have to be something that is so troubling, worrisome, makes you sick, makes you depressed. It doesn't have to be all those things. Love can be beautiful without even asking. Love can be just everything that you envision for yourself. It can be that, but you're settling, or you're wishing and hoping. And it's like, us as women, when are we done wishing and hoping? Like, when are we either going to just say, this is a nigga that I got and it's not Build-A-Bear, so I'm going to accept it, or this is not really what aligns with me and I have to go. Like, babe, dick amazing, vibes amazing, but you're not my husband. What happened to not letting your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband? Like, it's just a lot of things that is going on in my head now. On top of that, it's like we're getting to an age now where marriage is literally etched in my brain. I want to be married. I want all the things. I hope the people that I surround myself with want it, and I know they do. And it's like, just why put up with the fucking shenanigans? Like, I guess the issue that I have is I have no problem with you venting to me. I have no problem listening to how much of that man may not be shit. But what I want now is if you mean it, stand on it. I'm at the point now where I can just speak for myself, right? In my relationship, I realize, okay, this is who I'm dealing with. This is who I am choosing to be with. This is who I want to be with. This is who I see myself with through the weathers, tornadoes, thunderstorms, tsunamis. This is who I want. So what I'm going to stop doing is I'll call my friends and I'll vent and I'll say, this nigga made me mad. But I'm never going to go to the extent of, I don't want to be with him anymore. I'm not happy. Like, I'm very mindful and intentional of how I say things and vent to my people. Because at the end of the day, everybody gets sick of this shit. And if your friend tells you she don't get sick of it, she's fucking lying. Everybody gets sick of it. So I'm at the point now where it's like, I'd rather be in-house, because if I'm not leaving, fuck am I going to complain about? And so that's to just everybody. If you not finna leave, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm at the point now where it's like, you can't call my phone and expect me not to want to make the situation better for you. Meaning, if I see that you're unhappy, I'm gonna start asking the questions, start being more realistic. Like, okay, so this is what I'm hearing. What do you want to do next? I'm not for the you calling me and not really feeling the realisticness. It's like, what the fuck is the point of the conversation? We're gonna keep going in circles. We're gonna keep playing the same game. Like, boo, 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 the fool. I was actually listening to someone talk. I forgot what I was watching, and they were saying how they have no space for their friends to call and vent to them. And I thought that was really rude. But now that I'm getting older, and it must be when you hit 30, it's like, what we finna do about it? Nothing. Okay. Hang up on you, not in the mood. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to hear that all the time. Sometimes, yes. But at a certain point, at this big ass age, it's either you gonna shut the fuck up and deal with it and shut the fuck up, or you actually gonna sit here and do something about it. That's all. That's it. Join me at the Summer Lounge in Worcester, Massachusetts on June 28th from 5 to 11 p.m. for the Shattering Signals event hosted by yours truly. Be prepared to network, engage in meaningful conversations, and engage in some workshops, as well as hear from a meaningful panel of therapists. There will be refreshments of all sorts. Tickets go on sale in May. So to get your tickets to sign up for the event, please stop by and visit www.bloodtalkpodcast.net. Period. See you there. Remember how I brought up the Chinese people are on TikTok cutting up? I don't know if you don't have a TikTok, if you don't be on TikTok, if you just live underneath a rock and just don't pay attention to society and just are refusing to be on TikTok. The Asian people a couple weeks back, once Trump announced the tariffs increase, they were like, a word, the ball's in our court. So they were over there spilling the tea on what luxury products come from what Chinese factory, how you can order them directly from the Chinese factory. You don't have to even go through the brands because they're charging you a surcharge of money when it only costs about $6 to manufacture it. So they were telling all the tea. And there was an influx of people on TikTok talking about some, oh, y'all over here cussed out the DDG. The DH gate girlies, y'all were cracking on people and all this stuff. And my biggest question is, why do we allow money, jewelry, the clothes, the cars, the phones? Like, why do we allow these materialistic things to define us as people? Like, I don't think people can understand, like, you could be going broke buying all the luxury things and be a shitty person. Like, it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. And I wish people got that message so bad. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck if you can afford all the Louis. I don't give a fuck if you can give me all the Kurt Gurgler. If you are not a good person, get the fuck from away from me. Like, energy speaks so much more volumes than materials. Like, yes, the materials are cute. Don't get it twisted. The materials are cute. But if your energy is tainted, if you are just a shitty person, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what you wear, what you put on, what fucking designer you have on for the day. If you are shitty, you will always be shitty. You're, in fact, walking around smelling like poop. So it's just, I don't understand why we allow these things, like, to define us. Like, case in point, I said this on my podcast a couple weeks back. Asics are like good feet. Asics are good feet. Bitch, Asics are fucking exercise shoes for people with flat feet like me. And when I was in 7th or 8th grade and my mom bought me a pair of Asics because I have flat feet, bitches was laughing at me. Asics was not good feet back in the day. And now you're going to go to the club with Asics on untied. That goes like to the uproar of people finding out that the Lululemon guy, CEO, is racist. And here goes every black artist putting Lululemon in their songs. Every black girl going to the club in Lululemon. Like, why are we doing it to ourselves? Like, can we just not and say that we did? Please. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. All I'm going to say is when y'all see me out with my 40-inch bust down, mind your business. When y'all see me out with my motherfucking Louis bag on, Louis slides, Chanel this, Chanel that, mind your business. I'm balling within my tax bracket, and that might be on the fence. Okay? But why am I going to spend $1 quadrillion for something that I could get for sick? Like, shop smarter, not harder, y'all. Please. Please. So it's been a while since I did this, and I actually want to bring it back. Now, this is such a long thing. It's been like a couple months since we did a Bluntly Bite segment. And of course, I have a Bluntly Bite segment for you guys. Who would I be? I feel like because I have not recorded and dropped in a little bit, y'all deserve some bon chiche, aka gossip, aka tea, aka a story, and we can help this person. So I'm about to read it, and it's going to take a little bit, but I know how to read, so I ain't going to stutter too much. All right. So here I am in the midst of a breakup. I will give you a bit of synopsis here. I am a female 25 in a relationship with a guy 28 for almost 2 years. We have been through it. A year of homelessness, getting our first place together, the whole shebang. I'm going to try my best to list my faults as well as what led up to the situation at hand. I need 100% transparent answers because I feel fucked up right now. Be rough, be honest. I need to hear what I need to hear. Well, baby, you came to the right location. It's called Blunt Talk Podcast. We finna get blunt. Respectfully. So it starts. I have been through quite a bit. I was almost murdered by my ex-husband in 2021. I was forcibly made a housewife and was beaten a lot throughout this relationship. It was one of the most significant life events I've had in my life, and I still struggle to this day. Pause. Domestic violence is no joke. I am so thankful that you are here. Domestic violence is very scary, traumatizing, PTSD. It just leaves you in a different state of mind. So I do apologize that you had to experience that. I apologize to anybody that has to experience that. But I am happy that you're here. Okay? Never going to resume. I moved on too quick from that relationship, just trying to feel something. I ended up getting raped again and given an STD I will never be able to get rid of. I gave myself a bit of time from that and tried to move on about a year later. I'll admit, I have become a lot more reserved and quiet since then. I'm not one for yelling, let alone confrontation. People are people, and I feel like it's best for people to work on themselves rather than tear down their self-worth. That being said, I know I have a plethora of issues only professionals may be able to help, and I've come to terms with that. I'm a year and a half recovered agoraphobic. Okay. Now, for those who don't know, agoraphobia refers to someone who has anxiety disorder involving intense fear of avoidance intense fear of avoidance of places, people's, what? Agoraphobia is anxiety disorder involving intense fear of avoidance of places or situations where escape might be difficult or help might not be available in the event of a panic attack or intense anxiety. So she's agoraphobic. Me and my current partner were together for 2 years. We met when I was in a bit of a sticky poly situation, and he helped me realize I was getting abused. To say at least after we hit it off, the couple I was seeing got jealous and kicked me out. My partner saw the whole thing and thought it was incredibly abusive to pack up and move within a 2-day notice and threaten with the cops being called, which ensued us being homeless for nearly a year. We have seen someone die since then while living in an RV trailer, which understandably was hard for both of us because of our history with death. We found the guy in his car. We talked to him a few times. I found him in his car one day. I still think about this guy to this day, and it was probably one of the saddest deaths I ever experienced. I helped find us a homeless shelter when we got told to move, and I couldn't find any legal spots to park. Not long after, I did admit myself into an inpatient unit because I was struggling with my mental health at the time. Rightfully so, Queen. You almost got killed. You were in a domestic situation. You were in a probably mentally abusive situation with the poly, and you then became homeless. Four traumatic events that happened within since 2021, and it's only 2025, so that's a 4 year time span. Of course, you would have to check yourself into an inpatient unit for your mental health. Anyone should. I got out after Thanksgiving and took the initiative to try and find an apartment with the little income we had due to him being the only one working at the time. We ended up finding a place and have been living here for about a year. Now I've had problems with him and other women in the past, not physically, but the relationships he decided to keep have always bothered me. There's a particular ex that did him dirty. Towards the beginning of us being homeless, I checked his phone and there were messages between him and an ex, one that he never talks about fondly. He was drugged and raped. She blew up on him and called him a cheater. To add insult to injury, she left him when one of his best friends that he considered a brother died of fentanyl overdose accidentally. He kept her around via messaging. Maybe call it my insecurity, but something about the messaging felt off. I can't remember what he said to her when we were homeless, but I vaguely remember the text going something like, I miss you. And it was enough to set me off and have to block her because of how uncomfortable I felt. Rightfully so. He told me he would tell me if he unblocked her, surprised he never did. And I did later confront him about it, and he's got this notion that he just cares and wants to make sure she doesn't die. He got this general thing about death and whatnot, and it's a bit of a sore spot. So fast forward to about New Year's Day, his alarm went off. IDK if it was intuition or what, but I picked it up and went through his messages for the first time in a few months. I know the messages still existed between him and her a few months ago, but when I looked, they were deleted. I tried not to freak out then and there, so I did a little more digging and went to his Snapchat. There weren't many profiles to look through because he didn't use it much, but there was one last one that I clicked on. I scrolled, and it was him briefly reaching out to someone he later admitted he had a sexual relationship with in the past. She is a content creator, and he reached out after she made a post, and he was willing to buy if he hadn't been broke. She said he didn't need to pay and send pictures and whatnot. To add insult to injury, To add insult to injury, he did this on the first overnight stay I had with my kids since losing custody. And that's the part that hurts. We were happy, or so I thought. Now, I know I'm going to be a hypocrite when I say this. I used to do content too, but I stopped because he was uncomfortable with me exposing my body like that. So I don't get it. And he keeps throwing it in my face now like he was always comfortable with it. I tried to pick up with him 4 times now since New Year's Day. I've been paying 95% of the bills the last 6 to 7 months, and I'm just fed up. I don't know what he told his family, but they all seem to think that I'm being unreasonable. Maybe I am, I don't know. He seems to think I'm repeating the abuse of my past and doing it to him over nothing. He has repeatedly told me I am an abuser for wanting to break up and for him to move out. The constant berating the last few months leading up to me finding the messages kind of made up my mind. I didn't totally nuke everything. I got my landlady to write up a roommate release form so he would have no obligation and want to fuck up his credit and he could leave whenever. But apparently that was abusive. I talked to my family and they say I'm not in the wrong and even offered to get him a plane ticket back home if it made it easier, as he is not from the current state we live in. Last night he told me I have an avoidant love style. IDK if it's just racking my brain at this point, but I thought we had officially broke up a few days ago and now he's talking about he can't trust if I'm being loyal. Like, excuse me? I feel like I'm at step 1 of breaking up again and I'm just in a loop. Am I crazy? Am I a hypocrite? What is going on? Before I dive in and answer, I'm going to educate. The avoidant love style, also called dismissive avoidant attachment, is a type of attachment style where a person tends to avoid closeness and emotional intimacy in relationships. It usually stems from an early experience where emotional needs weren't consistently met. So, babe, one thing that I'm going to say is thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. But one thing that I do want to say is you aren't abusing him. Let me backtrack. We don't really know what's going on in your household with him, but from what you explained to me, just from what I'm reading, you are not abusing him. I feel like ever since you saw the messages between him and the best friend, who the messages were, deleted, that piqued your interest, and then going to the Snapchat, that sort of kind of solidified maybe y'all need to be together. I feel like you should have been with him from the jump. Again, from 2021 until now, you have had nothing but traumatic experiences. So I feel like you should have literally took the time to heal. However, I know the healing stage can be very lonely, so I don't fault you for what you did. I just want you to now break up and heal properly. Heal all the unseen parts. Heal the naked you so that you can be the best version of you. Find a therapist if you need to. Go back to outpatient just to work on your mental health. Journal. Do whatever you feel you need to do to make sure your mental health is good. But that's what I would do. I don't think you're crazy. I don't think you're a hypocrite. I think that you were nicer than most, because you could have just said, get out, called the cops, told him what happened, and had him out. But you're trying to offer him different methods. Plane ticket, giving him options to get him out of there. I don't think that you're crazy. I don't think that you're a hypocrite. I think that you are just a girl who is trying her best in this world. I feel like you happen to fall in love after traumatic experiences, not really healing all the parts of you. And now maybe you and him are not aligning. Maybe you're realizing that you need to be by yourself. I would definitely say, I know you said in between situationships and stuff like that, you gave it a year, but sometimes a year, they're like, there's no time frame on healing, babe. It could take a day, it could take a year, it could take 10 years. There's no healing, but I definitely feel like you definitely need to fully heal, focus on yourself. I heard that you lost custody of your kids. Try, if there's a way, get your custody of your kids back. Just try something else. Don't be so male-centered. And get back to the you that you need to be the strongest mother and to be the strongest version of you, especially after all the trauma. That's my take on it. Again, there's three sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. From what I read, it's not you, babe. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any other questions, do not hesitate to write back. Take care, and I love you. And I just want you to be okay. Okay? Now, last but not least, before we wrap this episode up with the fucking bow, because this has been a good one, jam-packed. I did just want to say, last question. Nick Cannon was messing around with twin sisters, and they all used to do stuff together. Is that not incest? Hello? What's going on with the world? Nick Cannon needs to chill out. He got like 17,000 kids. Okay? That's all I got.